Welcome, everyone, to Stogie Geeks News. This is April 29th, 2016. I'm your host, Paul Asadorian, joined on the lines via Skype by Mr. Will Cooper. Welcome, Will.
Greetings, Paul.
It is wonderful to be here talking about the cigar news for this week. First up, we've got Camacho with a new cigar announcement.
Yes, and typically, since Camacho's done the rebranding in 2013, they've planned their big release in June, right before the IPCPR. So this year is no exception. This year's release is going to be called the Camacho PowerBand. And they're going to obviously put a theme around boldness, but more importantly, they're saying this cigar is inspired by the power, performance, and acceleration associated with classic B-twin engines. So what they're doing is obviously they're looking to have a very strong cigar, and what they're doing to accomplish that's kind of interesting is that they're actually employing a proprietary bunching technique, which they haven't elaborated on too much, but they feel that that's going to be the way to kind of bring what they're looking to do into this blend to life right now.
And bunching is the process of putting the filler tobaccos together.
Correct.
And in this particular cigar, if I counted correctly, there are 6 different filler tobaccos.
Yes, it appears that there are actually 5. I got 5.
Is it 5? All right, maybe
5. Yeah.
Some of the names are really long, and I thought I might have saw a comma in there. So there's in the filler, Esteli, Nicaragua, Corojo, Lajero, Honduran Corojo, Lajero, Dominican San Vicente, Lajero, Dominican San Vicente, Viso. Oh, Dominican San Vicente, Viso. I gotcha.
Yep.
And Dominican Piloto Cubano.
Yeah, but you have 3 Lajeros in that. 3 different regions of Lajero in there, including a Nicaraguan one in that.
That's pretty cool. And it's a Mexican San Andreas Negrito binder.
Yep.
An Ecuadorian Habano 2000 wrapper.
Yep. 3 sizes: a Robusto 5x50, a Toro 6x50, and a Gordo 6x60.
Now, Will, correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen a good number of releases that are aiming to be a very strong cigar recently.
No, and that's a good point you bring up. This year, especially, I'm seeing a lot of in the medium range. And some companies that have even been known to make stronger cigars, and I look, for example, Viaje, outside their Skull and Bones, most of their stuff's been like medium. So yeah, I don't think we've seen a lot of these extra strong cigars this year.
Interesting how the market changes like that.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Camacho's trying to define themselves around the bold smokes, whether it's strength and or body.
Right.
So I think that as far as in the Davidoff portfolio, they're trying to have brand identification and with very contemporary packaging as well.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good move for them. I think the packaging, the cigars, and their niche kind of all fits together for them. So I'm anxious to try this cigar.
Yeah, me too. It should be hitting the stores in the June timeframe, and we'll probably have coverage for sure on that on Stogie Geeks.
We have a release from Tatuaje. The Reserva K222 has been launched.
Yep. This is a 5 7/8 by 52 size cigar. The K222 is a tribute to brand owner Pete Johnson's late dog Kona, who died about a year ago. At the time of 222. So his dog was named Kona, and thus the K. So this cigar is actually being made down in Miami, Florida. It features an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper and Nicaraguan binder and filler. One thing that Pete Johnson actually clarified, I saw this on his Facebook page, is he has a lot of cigars that are banded Reserva. And some of them are Ecuadorian Habano, like this one, and some of them are Connecticut broadleaf. But what he kind of clarified on his Facebook page is the Ecuadorian Habano ones are coming out of Miami, and the broadleaf ones are coming out of Esteli, Nicaragua. And he plans on changing that secondary band on the broadleaf ones to say broadleaf. So I think that's going to clear up a little confusion with the Reserva line.
Excellent. Jason Hawley is launching Ivy cigars.
Yeah, so this is Jason Hawley is a friend of the show, and he's famous for being around Viva Republica. This one is an entirely new brand that he's doing called Ivy. So it's got a different theme. Even as far as the cigars themselves, they're going to be very different. So Ivy pays homage to Jason Hawley's Ivy League roots. He actually went to Harvard. He talked about that when he was a guest on the show. What he's trying to do is kind of show another side to what he's doing with Viva Republica. So Viva Republica has got, I would say, the very edgy packaging. They tend to be more of the cigars that are, bolder, so to speak. He calls it a power forward blend. Where with Ivy, he's kind of going for much more traditional style packaging. He's going to have more of, he describes nuanced tobacco blends in there. So it's kind of a different side of him. Rather than try to fit it into the Viva Republica model, he comes up with this Ivy model, and it should be pretty interesting as far as that goes. And this is going to be an ongoing brand, so there'll be a lot of blends that come out with this.
It's interesting. The bands are very much embody the spirit of Viva Republica.
They do. They do. They still do, yeah.
And it's very interesting blend as well. Ecuadorian Habano Corojo for the wrapper. It's got a double Cameroon binder. And it says Cameroon, Dominican Republic. Is one
two binders, one from each of those countries.
Okay, I gotcha. And then the filler is Dominican Republic, Chibao Valley, Nicaraguan Esteli Condega, and that's it. And it's made in La Aurora.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's got 3 sizes, which I think are real interesting. He's got a Corona, which he calls the Lamont, at a 5 1/4 by 43. He's got a Robusto called the Dudley, classic Ivy League name, 5 by 50. And then he's got a double Corona, 7 1/2 by 50, called the Porcelain. One thing about Jason's blends, and I like his blends a lot, he really likes to kind of take the tobaccos from many different countries. So you'll always find at least, and this one has tobaccos from 4 countries, Ecuador, Cameroon, Dominican, and Nicaragua. And I think some of them have upwards of 5 to 6. He tends to like to work like that with his blends.
And strength profile on this one, Will?
More of a medium. More of a medium from what I read in the description.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to smoking that. I know some of his blends in the past have been on the stronger side, speaking of stronger cigars.
Yep. And he's not abandoning Viva Republica either. He's got some other releases coming out. I know he's been talking about something called Psychedelic Warfare, which is probably going to be announced before the trade show. So you can stay tuned for that. And that's going to be under the Viva Republica line. Excellent.
Well, that concludes Stogie Geeks News for this week. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Make sure you check us out on, now really Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, StogieGeeks.com/live. All the latest news and reviews can be found on cigar-coop.com. Thanks, everyone, for watching.